Hey, thanks for joining me for this edition of the Church Security Answer Man. I'm glad you're here. I want to get to talking about the man that was arrested with guns and some other funny business at a church in Fort Worth, Texas. So let's start talking about that. Before we start, though, hey, let me ask you, a lot of you that are watching are not subscribed. Hey, take a moment, subscribe to the channel. Let's connect. Leave me comments. And I've got all kinds of good stuff for you down in the comments section, the description section. Let's get to talking about this incident. It's Fort Worth, Texas, and there's some crazy stuff going on here. Maybe some mental health issues, some other things. But this is a church and a school combination, it sounds like. And as we look at this, it was Wednesday, just a couple days ago, at the Jefferson Unitarian Universalist Church in Fort Worth. Some of you ask me, why do you talk about churches sometimes, the names, and not others? It's just my gut feeling. Do we need to talk about it? Do we not? And oftentimes there may not be any real exact rhyme or reason, but unless I really feel like we should minimize how much we're identifying the church. So anyway, we're at this church, Fort Worth, just a couple days ago. 11 a.m. is the first call that comes in, and somebody at the church, and keep in mind there's a school there, and there are children actually at the school at this church, and that somebody finds a deceased dog found in a church garden area. So right there by the school and the church, there's a rifle near the dog, and reported that there's numerous shell casings around the dog. And the police report that this dog, when they found it, was actually cut open as well. So lots of strange stuff already going on. And this is only at 11 a.m. Now at 4:30 p.m., just a few hours later, they get a second call, a 911 call, that there's a man in the church with a gun and he's threatening to kill people. So this is a really big deal. And the reason I talk about these is for us to know about what's going on, but I also want to challenge you. What are you going to do if this kind of situation were to happen on a Wednesday, a Sunday, whatever that case is, during one of your services? What would you do in that situation? So he's threatening to kill people. The person says that found him says that they calmed him down a bit. Apparently, he was pretty fired up, and then they called 911. So the police arrive, find this guy standing near a firearm. I'm just imagining right away they take him into custody. Everything doesn't add up, and he's near a gun. They search the man, and in total, they find with him a shotgun. They also find a knife, a pretty long bladed knife, apparently is what they say, pretty large, a handgun, several loaded magazines, medical equipment, and a water canteen. And we're going to see a picture of all this stuff here coming up. So just so you see just how much stuff this guy had with him. And here it is. I mean, this is what he had on his person that they found when they took him into custody. This is the kind of stuff he had with him. A lot of stuff. And here's the amount of ammunition. If you look at this, crazy amount of ammunition. I mean, he can start a small war with this stuff right here. So very serious situation. And probably a little better that it was on a Wednesday rather than him walking in during a service on a Sunday, if you will, if there is a better. Here he is, Roman Collins, 26 years old, lots of charges. The police did take this very serious. And they did a bomb sweep of the church. They went to his home, searched that home, searched his truck. They did find another weapon in the truck, but a very serious situation. Fortunately, they took it very serious. And unfortunately, the kids next door at the school. So how would you handle this kind of situation if it were to happen at your church? I hope you'll show this to your other folks on your security teams and in your church leadership and talk about it. What would you do if this kind of thing happened on a weekday, on a Sunday or Saturday during one of your services, whenever you hold those? What would your teams do? And it's great to exercise our mind and talk about these kind of things, these what ifs, just so we give our brains some material if something like this were to happen. Hey, I hope you'll like and subscribe, and check out our comments down below our description. There's some great training information in there that I hope you'll take a look at, and I hope that you'll watch this next video. It'll be more good information for your study in church security and training.